General Hospital will reveal that Christina has poured her heart and soul into renovating Charlie's pub, hoping to transform it into a friendly, cozy, yet modern space. She spent hours researching every little detail, from selecting soft lighting to create a warm atmosphere, to choosing nostalgic yet contemporary paintings. The pub's menu was also carefully curated, adding unique dishes and creative drinks to offer a special dining experience for customers. She even collaborated with local chefs to bring Port Charles-inspired meals to the menu. On the grand opening day, Charlie's pub was filled with excitement. Every corner of the pub was beautifully decorated with fresh flowers and sparkling lights, creating an ambience that was both warm and elegant. The guests, including friends, family, and familiar faces from the Port Charles community, all came to celebrate with Christina. When Sonny walked in, his presence seemed to light up the entire space. Despite his poor health, he put everything aside to support his daughter. Sonny's proud gaze made Christina feel that all her efforts were worthwhile. She joyfully introduced the improvements made to the pub, with every detail serving as proof of her growth and determination. However, the festive atmosphere didn't last long. As the party reached its peak, the laughter and chatter suddenly fell silent when Sonny suddenly clutched his chest and collapsed. Screams filled the air, shattering the previous excitement. Christina rushed to her father, while the other guests quickly tried to help. In that life-threatening moment, Isaiah, who was at the party, quickly used his medical knowledge to administer first aid. He checked Sonny's pulse, remained calm, and worked with others to safely get him to GH Hospital. News of Sonny's critical condition quickly spread throughout Port Charles. His friends anxiously rushed to the hospital to get updates, while his enemies began to stir. This unexpected event not only disrupted the grand opening but also marked the beginning of a new series of conflicts. For Christina, the grand opening she had hoped would be a milestone marking her maturity turned into a painful memory, engraving worry and responsibility on her shoulders. Cyrus, with a mind full of scheming and boundless hatred, saw Sonny's critical condition as the perfect opportunity to eliminate his lifelong enemy. He immediately devised a sophisticated plan, using digitalis, a deadly poison that is hard to detect under normal medical conditions. Cyrus knew that GH, already chaotic due to Sonny's sudden appearance, would be the ideal place to carry out his dark intentions. He infiltrated the hospital system, exploiting the busy and distracted medical staff to secretly introduce the poison into Sonny's treatment. With meticulous coldness, Cyrus believed no one would suspect him, and Sonny's death would merely be seen as a tragic medical complication. Meanwhile, Sidewell, another sworn enemy of Sonny, heard about his condition with a satisfied smile. Unlike Cyrus, Sidewell was not interested in subtlety or secrecy. He wanted a clear, unmistakable end, where Sonny's death would serve as proof of his power and dominance. When he learned that Sonny was fighting for his life in the hospital, Sidewell began planning a brutal, direct attack. With two parallel schemes, one from Cyrus with cunning, and the other from Sidewell with brutality, Sonny faced not only the threat from his illness but also from enemies exploiting his most vulnerable moment. Port Charles became an underground battlefield, where dangerous foes constantly tried to push Sonny toward a dead end. In this context, every decision at GH became a matter of life and death, as Sonny's life hung in the balance between life and death. Christina sat curled up in a corner of the GH waiting room, her eyes red and full of regret. The cheers and festive atmosphere of the grand opening still echoed in her mind, but now, they only served to highlight the painful contrast with the current reality. She couldn't stop blaming herself, feeling that if the party hadn't happened, Sonny wouldn't have ended up in such a critical condition. Every time she remembered her father collapsing at the party, Christina's heart tightened. I should have realized my father's health couldn't handle it, she thought silently, filled with guilt. Her friends and family around her tried to comfort her, reminding her that Sonny's condition was the result of a long-standing heart condition, not the grand opening. Sam placed her hand on Christina's shoulder, gently telling her she couldn't control everything, and that Sonny would still want to see her continue to be strong, fighting for her dreams. Alexis, though deeply worried, tried to stay calm to be there for her daughter. But despite their comforting words, Christina still felt haunted and guilty in her mind. Meanwhile, in the emergency room, doctors worked tirelessly to save Sonny's life. The steady beeping of machines filled the tense atmosphere, with each beep seeming to stretch on forever. The medical staff not only had to deal with Sonny's critical condition but also had to maintain their focus amidst the noise and anxiety of the Corinthos family gathered at the hospital. Carly and Michael stood outside the ER, each carrying their own fears but still trying to appear strong. Jocelyn, with tears in her eyes, clutched Michael's hand, while Dante repeatedly called to update Sonny's important contacts in town. Sonny's critical condition had completely turned the Corinthos family's life upside down. Though each person carried their own concerns and emotions, they set aside past conflicts and disagreements to face this brutal challenge together. Carly, always the strong pillar, tried to hide her fear inside to keep calm for the children. Michael, as the eldest son, quickly took responsibility for organizing and connecting everyone, while coordinating with doctors to keep track of Sonny's condition. Dante, though a stepchild, did not hesitate to protect the family from external threats. They all focused on one goal, ensuring Sonny survives this crisis. However, the dangers lurking in the shadows were making the situation even more complicated. Cyrus, Sonny's archenemy, saw this as the perfect opportunity to end their long-standing battle. At GH, he carefully carried out his malicious plan, taking advantage of the busy medical staff to secretly introduce Digitalis into Sonny's treatment. Cyrus knew that with just a small slip-up, he could make Sonny's death appear as a routine medical complication, perfectly hiding his crime. Not only Cyrus, but Sidewell, another of Sonny's enemies, was quietly executing his own plan. He was not interested in the intricate schemes like Cyrus, instead, he wanted a direct, brutal strike. As soon as he heard Sonny was in the hospital, Sidewell mobilized his underlings, preparing for an attack to eliminate not only Sonny but also his loved ones. In Sidewell's eyes, this was an opportunity to assert his power while instilling fear into the Corinthos family. Christina, while waiting at the hospital, was unaware of the dangers surrounding her family. She was torn by guilt, blaming herself for organizing the grand opening that led to her father's current condition. The comforting words from her mother and sister seemed unable to ease her pain. Christina only saw failure and was haunted by the image of Sonny collapsing before her. She didn't realize that the grand opening she had hoped would mark her maturity had now become the beginning of a chain of tragic events. Meanwhile, the atmosphere at GH was growing more tense. The medical team was working hard to keep Sonny alive. Every minute felt like a race against time. Carly kept asking the doctors, trying to find any glimmer of hope. Jocelyn refused to leave Michael's side, holding on to him as if his presence could ease her fear. Dante, though worried, kept a calm exterior, ready to act if necessary. However, none of the Corinthos family knew that their enemies were exploiting this situation to plot a threat not only to their lives but also to their future. The grand opening Christina had once dreamed of as a milestone for her career and growth had now turned into a fateful night, plunging the entire family into a fight for survival. The danger came not only from the illness tormenting Sonny but also from the forces silently lurking in the shadows. The Corinthos family, though more united than ever, now stood at a crossroads filled with peril, where love and loyalty had to face the ultimate trials.